Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Gooner. Welcome to another show. I've got two guests with me today. First and foremost, Claude's back on the show. How you doing, Claude?
How you doing? How you doing, Daniel? Hope you're well, mate. And thanks for inviting me on, mate. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries. And regular as always, Kevin. How are you doing, Kevin?
Yeah, Dan, not too bad, not too bad. It's going well right now. Yep, looking forward to the show. And thanks for the invite again, Dan. Looking forward to the preview right now.
Yeah.
And big up all the guys in the chat as well.
Yeah, I know. Big up all you guys in the chat as well. There's already 14 people watching, which is brilliant. So yeah, I just want to, before we get into the preview, I just want to remind you all to keep smashing the like button. That's really important because it helps the growth of the channel. Subscribe if you're new and all that jazz. And if you're watching on Facebook, big up all you guys as well. So yeah, guys, Everton tomorrow. Claude, how you feeling about the game tomorrow?
Yeah, listen, at the moment we're not, as we know, we're not doing too good at the moment. But you know what? If you look at the away form, and I think it's mainly the home where we're. If you look at the away form, and when we've the defeats that have come in the away games have been Liverpool, Manchester City, and Spurs. Yeah. If you look at the other games where we've played at home, away, we've got to draw Leeds, beat Fulham, and beat Manchester United. So, to me, it's the away form is a lot away from home. I think it suits us better because we haven't got to make the running, as you see, so we can play from the counter attack. So, Everton, to me, if we can, we won at Manchester United. Everton is a good side, but they're hit and miss as well, and it'd be interesting to see how we cope. We've got maybe the equaliser. Funny enough, might have been a little bit of a morale booster as well. Getting a point when really we should be getting 3 points at home, but it might have just lifted the players just a little bit. And I got a feeling we won't actually lose the game tomorrow, but we might get a draw or a win. I don't think we'll lose the game because I just got that feeling that away from home, as I said, the games, even the Man City game was close, was 1 goal in it. The Liverpool game wasn't a thrashing, and the Tottenham game was only 1 goal in it. So, and the other games we've won. So I'm a bit more optimistic, but of course the problems still lie. The problems are still there, as we know. In the home form has been absolutely awful, wasn't it? We started well at home, but although we got 2 wins, which we were. If you look at the home form, even in the wins, we haven't been playing well. West Ham, we were very lucky, and Sheffield United, we were holding on at the end. So it's the away form is. I think we play a lot better away from home. There's an improvement away from home, and we're not playing a top 3 or 4 side away. So I still feel we got a chance of getting something.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well. We need to start getting wins now. We need to start getting wins because we need to start climbing up that table, and that's the thing as well, right? The table is so open. If we could string a winning run together, which I know it seems quite impossible at the moment because we can't even get 1 win. But if we can string a winning run together, we could easily move up that table. But it's just whether we can do that and whether this manager's got it in him to turn it around. Yeah. So big up. Let me just show this here.
Yeah, go on.
Big up, Randy. Thanks for your super chat as well. He said, let's kick this off the right way. Big up, Claude, the voice of reason. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you for your donation as well, Randy. So, yeah, Kevin, how are you feeling about the game?
Yeah, I echo exactly what Claude said the moment ago. The problem is Everton is going to be an interesting game, and not to mention because Ancelotti is their manager, so it's going to be interesting to see how he lines up, how he sets the team up. Because we are what Arsenal fans are practically more afraid if Bellerin starts the game at right back this weekend, because after he's done with his 1 game ban, I think he's returning back. And if Arteta retains the same squad like against Burnley, I think we do. I mean, against Southampton, I think we probably can just get off a draw. I can't see us winning, to be honest, but a draw is probably a reasonable result. And if Bellerin were to start the game, and if he goes back with Bellerin at right back, oh man, it's going to be a nightmare. Because let's be honest here, Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin are probably going to run circles around him, and I think that's going to be the midfield battle is going to be vital this time around. Let's be honest, right now Arsenal don't have a proper midfield right now, and it's if they try to utilize the younger players, the likes of Willock, Emil Smith Rowe, and all these guys, Al Neni, you need a lot of hardworking players instead of ones that just looms around, just running around, giving blind passes. I think the midfield battle is going to be key. So up front, I think we have enough power to penetrate their back line, but in the midfield, it's going to be vital right now. And I think Digne as well. Lucas Digne is probably missing this game because if he's back, and then we are probably going to have we are probably going to deal with their left back or right back as well, because they put in some decent crosses as well, and they got brilliant players to header the ball around, especially Calvert-Lewin, who's in the form of his life right now. So I think the midfield battle is going to be key in this, and I really hope that Mikel Arteta selects the right midfield trio. I assume it's going to be a trio, so that we can at least just compete with their midfield, because we are not going to overwhelm their midfield right now. So I think competitively we can compete with their midfield, but I don't think so we can beat them player by player. So I think that's going to be vital, and it's time to let in these young players in instead of trusting this old guard, because they seem to just keep letting down the team over and over again. Gabriel, on the other hand, is going to be a vital miss in this game, because it's going to be interesting to see who he's going to start at the back two centre back pairing. Is David Luiz going to be brought back into the side? Is he going to partner with Pablo Mari, or is he Holding going to get a chance? We're not really sure about that right now, because with Arteta doesn't work miracles, but he works in very weird ways right now. So this is the problem with the defensive side of things. I'm kind of worried about that. But apart from that, I think we got a chance. But for a win, I don't think so. Probably for a draw. The worst come to worst, I think it would be a draw.
Yeah, and Everton's got some key players out, as well. Allen's out as well. I think he come up with a hamstring, so he's not going to be available. And Everton have got some key players out, but yeah, Calvert-Lewin is the one that we got to worry about, because this guy is on form, and he always seems to play well against us. Claude, do you think Arteta can turn this around? Do you think, I know we all want him to. I know we all want him to, to turn it around. But do you think he can, or do you think it's gone too far? Do you think it's maybe a little bit too late for him?
Well, it depends how he can control the situation in the dressing room at the moment, because there are a lot of rumours coming around that the players are not very happy, like the likes of Socrates being completely missing out on squads. There's the Mesut Ozil situation, which a lot of players are very good friends with, and it seems to have upset the dressing room a lot. If he can win them around, yeah, obviously he can. Anything's possible. Anything is possible, but I think the January window, we'll see what will happen in the January window. What sort of players are coming in? Will he get a lot of these players out in January as well? That'd be a factor, because if he can't get them out, they're going to still be around the club. I think that is the thing. If they can get those players out and get everyone on board again, there's no reason why we can't climb up the table. Because if you look at it, this squad is shouldn't be in in the position it is in at the moment.
No,
It's,
no, it shouldn't.
The players we've got and everything else, so they should not be in 15th place. And it's a very hard question to answer, really, because I think you're going to have to wait till January to see who these players are going to, if they're coming or going, because of their wage bill, what their wage is at the moment. I think it might be a struggle to get them even out the door in January. Who's going to pay their wages? Who's,
Yeah.
There are players like Socrates or 100 grand a week.
Yeah, well, big up everybody in the chat as well. Big up.
We've also missed. Sorry, mate. We've also missed. We've also missed out on Shabozla, who was going to be a good signing
Leipzig
for us.
as well. Yeah.
He's gone to Leipzig. Well, I didn't think you could sign players until January, but obviously,
I don't think they can. So what's happened here with Sloboslai is that anybody wanting to sign him. So the clause is a really weird one. Any club that wanted to sign him have to notify Salzburg in advance. They can't actually put it through, but there's something in the clause that anybody wants to activate that clause, they have to notify the club in advance. And then it's going to happen in January.
Yeah, something similar like the Timo Werner transfer, I guess. Timo Werner was facing the same issue as well.
Hold on, didn't Arsenal just go up to the Spanish headquarters for FA?
Yeah, the Spanish FA, yeah,
and just sort the deal out without going through the club. And that's
because Claude, every release clause is different. So in this case, I think every release clause is different. So in the Thomas Partey case, it was a case of we could just go and pay it, and then he's ours essentially if the player wanted to come, which he did. But with this Sloboslai thing, I think they inserted something into that release clause that the club has to be notified. They can't stop it, but they have to be notified of what's going to happen, and I think that's what Leipzig have done. Big up Sam, big up Melina, big up Omar, big up Tubbs, big up Randy, big up everybody in the chat, big up James as well, big up everybody else. Listen, there's far too many names just to keep reading them all out. But Sam said that James from The Athletic, according to him, it's Willian and David Luiz have lost faith in Arteta and they want him gone. According to those guys.
So this is a player. These players were brought in by a certain agent, wasn't it? And I always question these deals because William and Luiz share a restaurant, didn't they, together? And it's in London. They didn't want to move out of London. He didn't want to move out of London. And this looks like this deal was being done through agent and Raul at the time. I think he was still here. So, if I'm not mistaken, and with Edu as well, Edu's influence, been the Brazilian influence in the whole deal. So, I don't know whether Arteta had much say in that at all. So maybe that's the reason why they're now playing up. But there's nothing. This is what happens now when you. I'm afraid.
Do you know the thing is though, if that is
management skills, you're in trouble and he's inexperienced.
But if that is true though, like Claude, and the only reason why I'm skeptical of whether this is true, right, with David Luiz and Willian, is David Luiz you could sort of understand, but Willian, he's getting picked week in, week out. So what's he got to moan about? Like, he's getting picked week in, week out, possibly when he shouldn't be. I can sort of buy it if he was getting dropped, and not playing, which there's a lot of players out there who are worthy of a start and who are not getting into the team. So I can sort of buy them having a dig at Arteta. But guys like Willian, Arteta, looking from the outside in, you're one of Arteta's favourites. You're getting picked week in, week out in the lineup. So why have you got to moan? Yeah, why have you got? What have you got to moan about?
Have you noticed though? He hasn't been picked in the last game, has he? The last couple of games, has he?
Yeah,
He didn't get picked, did he?
I think that's one of the reasons. Yeah.
So,
and the players are also unsatisfied with the decision that he wasn't taking. Arteta didn't take any disciplinary action against Willian when he made a trip to Dubai as well. So the players are kind of like having a standoff with the manager as well, because why is other players culpable for any other minor mistakes and stuff, but why isn't Willian punished when he's drafted straight into the team? It makes no sense. It just shows favoritism. So it's also, it's kind of a weird one, Willian having a dig at Mikel Arteta.
Kevin, sorry mate to interrupt you there, but in any industry you are going to get managers' favouritism over certain things. But it's the way he handles it. It's the way the manager actually handles it is important. The man management is not at the moment, and you've got to realise, right? He's been made from coach to manager as well, and he's got no experience. He's got hardly any experience, and this is where my big thing about Arteta when he was appointed. I didn't want him in the first place. He had no experience. This is a big club, one of the biggest 3 clubs in England, and they're giving the job to a bloke that's got no experience. It doesn't make sense. And this is where the board have got to look at as well. They've got to look at them. So every single one of them, Vinay, to me, the lot of them, they've all got to have a look at themselves and see what they're doing. You've got to realize the American owner. Listen. The American owner, right, is Kroenke. Kroenke only cares about the investment. He's even when he joined the club, right? He said, "I'm not here to win trophies." He actually said it. But we all knew what we were getting into in the first place, So no one complained then, and when he first joined, and so we let it go. But the thing is, he then decides, I have no interest. I'm just interested. Go. He gets the people to run the club for him. The people that he thinks. Well, he doesn't know nothing about football, so he picks these people. He gets advice. Whoever gives him the advice to get these people in, like first it was who was it, Mislintat and all these other characters, and then you got Raul, who's no longer here, and then they're the ones that, with the manager, decide on the players. You know what I'm trying to say? The players that were brought in, and this is where the whole shit has happened. But what do you do? What do you do? How do you get this owner out? Is there anyone that's got the money now to buy this owner out? Who's got the money? Can someone come in with the money? Because he ain't going to sell. He ain't just going to give up his investment, is he? Unless someone comes in with money.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole thing's a mess, isn't it? A mess. It's a mess. The whole thing is a mess now.
Yeah.
And the only way you can protest is not but at the moment you say don't turn up at grounds, but at the moment with this pandemic, no one is turning up anyway. But I mean, when all this pandemic is over, the only way you can is not turn up at games, and that might force his hand, and then that he might lose his investment will drop in value, and he might sell up. That's the only way you can get this man out.
Yeah, and I think fans that's not coming into the stadiums for match days, I think that's what's keeping Mikel Arteta at the job right now. Because can you imagine if fans were to come in for the games and see the shambolic performances week in, week out, they're probably going to boo off the team. And when that happens, fans would probably boycott a certain number of games. And I think that would make a counter reaction from the owners or the board to sack the manager. I think it plays a very vital chain role here to get rid of the manager. The only thing that's keeping Arteta safe at his job right now is because of the lockdown. Fans are not there to voice out their performance, their opinion on the performance and stuff. So I think that's what's saving Mikel Arteta the job. And let's be honest, from the top, Josh Kroenke is the one personally handling Arsenal right now. And the board members like Vinay, Edu, they're all inexperienced. They're all young. They are not the ones in the 60s or 70s. They are probably all They are all around their 30s and 40s. So I think that's what makes them, because the older you get, the more wiser decision you make. These guys are still new to the job roles that they are put in. So they don't really know how to handle a massive club, like a massive brand like Arsenal. So I think that's a bigger issue. And to conclude it all off, we have scrap players right now. And not all of these players are horrible players right now. I mentioned this in Claude's membership stream earlier in the week, and I told them that Arteta can't handle egoistic players. These players are full of egos. They are all big name players, and they are not going to listen to a manager who's a novice right now. And probably all the players that he's managing right now have achieved much more in his entire footballing career. So Aubameyang has got lots of goals, and Willian has won countless number of trophies at Chelsea. So do you think he's going to listen to a novice manager who has like won about 3 or 4 professional trophies in his entire life? So it doesn't make sense. He's losing the respect of the players right now, because the players, if you got a proper man management skills, if you got a managerial experience, they'll look up to you. But if you don't have any of those credentials and you come into a managerial job, players would think that I am bigger than the manager right now, because he doesn't have any credibility right now to be a manager of Arsenal Football Club. And I think that's what's going on at Arsenal.
Yeah. And the thing is, right, the thing is, I really, with Arteta, I just look on it and he's just making the same mistakes over and over again and not changing it. And that's the thing as well. Like, people got way too carried away after Wednesday. Oh, we got a point. We should all celebrate a draw. Do you know what? I came on and I said it right at the end of the game. I said, you know what? I must be the only Arsenal fan that isn't happy with a draw, because I was disgusted with that performance on Wednesday. Let's not dress it up any other way. The only shining lights of that performance was Saka. I thought he played well, and obviously Aubameyang taking his goal and scoring from open play. But other than that, it was garbage. It was total garbage. And people saying that it's an improvement, and it's not an improvement. We should be winning those kind of games. And do you know what makes it bad as well, right? Where when you look at those kind of teams, we are making those teams look good. They're not. They're average teams that we're drawing to. You look at Burnley that we lost to. You look at Southampton. They're average teams. We should be getting no less than 3 points in those games. 6 points in total of those games. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so people saying that because we drew a game, it's progress. I'm struggling to see the progress.
Well, we've got a tough run of fixtures coming up, Daniel. We've got a really tough run of fixtures. I've got Everton tomorrow. I've got Chelsea at home. And then who we got? We've got Brighton, and I don't know after that. I mean, these 3 games that we can't lose. We can't lose these 3 games. That's for sure.
So we've got then the next run of games is Everton, Man City. Well, I suppose you could take out Man City because they're in a Carabao Cup. I'm not really sort of counting that. But when you look at our league form, we've got Everton, Chelsea, West Brom, and I can't remember who we've got out of that. And do you know what? Can you see us getting anything out of those games? Because I'll tell you something. I can't see us getting anything out of those games.
West Brom, I think we don't. Jesus,
do you think
Allardyce is there? We might have them organised properly, so even that could be a hard one. Yeah. So, by the way, I thought that was a bit harsh on Bilic the other day. I think I really don't know what's going on.
Do you really think we can get anything against West Brom?
No, West Brom will beat West Brom.
Do you really? Because I'm not so sure. Claude, mate, I thought we'd get something against the game on Burnley.
Yeah. The game last night, and Villa was struggling to break them down. Villa struggled as well. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how these next 3 games go. I think it's Brighton we got after Chelsea, not West Brom. Isn't it Brighton?
I think
No,
right.
it's
Yeah,
no, it's West Brom. We got West Brom. We got West Brom on the 2nd of January.
Oh, what about the 28th? We've got a 28th game on the 29th.
Oh, have we? Oh, I didn't. I completely forgot. I must have missed the game out then. Okay, yeah. So we must have Brighton then. Yeah.
oh
You're
yeah.
probably right, Claude. Yeah, I must have missed that game out, and that's not going to be no easy game.
Is the West Brom game away or at home?
I think it's away.
Oh,
Let me check.
Yeah, I think it's away. I just the
right.
thing
Yeah.
is, right? Thing is, like I said as well before on previous streams, I said our season is salvageable. If our season right now, as things stand, okay, you look at our league form, it's a bit shit, but everything else is salvageable. We're still in the Europa League. We're still, if we wanted to, if the board made a decision and got rid of Arteta, which they ain't obviously going to do, they're backing him. But if they wanted to, this season could be salvaged because we're in the Europa League knockout stages. We're still in the Carabao Cup. The FA Cup's not even started yet. It's only our league form that really needs to change. Everything else, we're still on track to, achieve our targets, which is Champions League football. And that's the thing as well. We desperately need to get back in the Champions League. And the problem is, if we don't, it's going to be another season of rebuild. It's going to be another season of trying to go through the season just trying to get Champions League football. How long do we leave it before we say enough's enough? Because we can't. The longer we're out of it, and the thing is, like people saying like to boycott games and all that. And listen, it don't mean nothing now because none of us can go anyway. So that weapon in our favour is kind of not there. So the board are just going to look at it. Well, nobody can go to the games anyway. So
Yeah.
it's pointless. It really is. I always say, right, yeah, the best way to hit Arsenal where it hurts is not following them on social media, not doing anything, not buying the merchandise, because let's understand it right. Season ticket holders don't go to games, right? Yeah, you've paid your money at the start, so what's the point? They've already got your money.
Yeah.
They've already, it's pointless. Hit them with merchandise, match day revenue, hit them, where it hurts. Not going to games is a pointless exercise because you've paid your money. They've already got your money, so what's the point? You're going to be out of pocket, not Arsenal, because you'll have already paid your money. So it's pointless. It really is. But see, the thing is, it's not necessary. And this is thing, right? A lot of people are blaming the owners, right? Yeah, and I'm probably going to go out on a limb here and say that the owners right now is potentially the least of our problems because they are. For whatever you can say that the amount of money and all that, but they are giving us money. I think the bigger problems is the recruitment team is a massive problem.
I've always said that. I always said it's the recruitment.
The recruitment team is a massive problem, and then you've got the players on the pitch because it's all well and good blaming the owners, right? It's all well and good blaming the owners, but they're not the ones picking the team. They're not the ones week in, week out inconsistently performing. So, yes, the owners are a problem and they should probably be a little bit more hands-on. Listen, they ain't going anywhere. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody tries to do and you can protest all you want. You can waste your time by not going to games. You can waste your money. Listen, they ain't going anywhere unless it's beneficial to them to sell the club. Unless it's beneficial because of this pandemic where they might be forced into a sale, they're not going anywhere. And there comes a point where we're just going to have to accept it because constantly trying to get them out, it's just not going to happen. It's just a fruitless effort. And, any player coming to this club is going to probably be put off by that. And you know what? The other biggest problem at this football club, it's not just the recruitment team, it's not just the players on the pitch, it's not just Arteta, but it's the fan base. The fan base is so divided. That is probably an even bigger problem than all of the above, because you've got fans that don't agree. You've got fans that just protect their brand and protect their image and couldn't care less about the good of the football club. You've got fans that just want to make a name for themselves, and that's the biggest problem. I'm not saying that every football club doesn't have fans that are divided, but come on, our fan base is so divided, and that is part of the problem. Maybe, and this is why change will never happen, because the fans are so divided. We're not united, and that's the problem.
Yep.
That is a major problem, I'm afraid. But
Yeah.
You won't change our fan base, mate, at all, mate.
Tell me about it. A unanimous voice can really change up, can really shape or break an ownership.
Yeah.
So let's have a look. Let's have a look here. Yeah, big up everybody in the chat. This chat is moving so mad as well. Kevin, feel free to jump into the chat and read some out if you want to as well. Because this chat is moving just moving so crazy right now. It's hard to keep up with you all. But yeah, big up all you guys. Russ says here, is it time to go for Arteta?
I don't just think Arteta. I think a lot of them should go, to be honest with you. But you can't, as you say, you can't shift the owner. And the owner, you just got to hope the owner get rid of this lot and get someone better in. But that's where you got. This is another. It boils down to it, isn't it? The owner making the right choice of board members as well. And I don't know. I don't know where we go from here, mate. I don't.
Yeah. Dave says, I hope Bellerin doesn't play on Saturday because Richarlison will have a field day. James says, your club in this country must be the only club where the fans are arguing constantly. You're probably right.
No, I disagree with that, because go and have a look at the Man United fan channels and fan base.
Oh man,
yeah, and there's arguments there, mate. Let me tell you, it's not just Arsenal. Even Chelsea, they've got fans that argue against each other.
Yeah. Cheddar says, I would give Arteta a full season. You have to. But here's the thing. I'm not sure that we do, right? A lot of people are saying, and you know what, right? I said, maybe a full season to see what he can do. But then, we had the last 6 weeks and it's just got bad. I don't actually think giving Arteta a full season is going to do us any good. I actually think it will do us worse. It will do us more harm than good. And here's the thing as well. Like I say, we can't afford to just keep going down.
You've got a super chat from Randy here. I think.
Yeah, I've got that. Let me show this here. Is Kevin singing for Claude today?
Oh, why? Why do you guys have to do this, man?
Yeah,
Come on.
Do you know what as well?
What's this singing then? What's going on?
So I'll give you the background. So Kevin was on here a couple of weeks ago, and he sung the Ozil song, and we pinned it and tweeted Mesut Ozil with it. We always tried to get Kevin to sing the Ozil song, and a couple of Fridays ago, we got him to sing the Ozil song, didn't we, Kevin?
Why does it have to be Ozil, and why does it have to be every damn Friday? It's sick,
and
man.
we tweeted him as well. We all tweeted him as well, and pinned the clip.
The the worst part is even Kevin Campbell retweeted that damn thing. Oh man!
I know. I tweeted. I tagged Kevin Campbell in the tweet, and he retweeted it as well, which is Kevin showing his love for Mesut Ozil.
Oh no, damn way, man. Okay.
Come on then, Kevin. Go on, give us a tune then.
Oh, no. God. Of all people, mate, why do you have to do that, mate? you know I hate him, man. You know I hate him all, man. I can't
let him off.
Yeah, we can't really go on with that debate.
Dave here says Isco is being linked in January, but probably nothing will happen. Would you take Isco? I would take Isco. I think he.
The only thing worries me about him. Why is he not getting any games at Real Madrid? And not being funny, they're not playing that great, and there must be something wrong with the player if he's just been put up like just. Real Madrid do not get rid of their best player. Look at Ceballos. I just don't want to see another situation where we got there. I don't know. I'd rather get someone that is playing more regular, is actually playing regularly. That is not just an outcast from some. I don't know. He might actually turn out to be a good player. He might turn out to be okay for us, but I don't know whether people in the chat would agree with it. But
yeah.
I don't know.
It depends on the physical attributes of the league as well, because if the Premier League is too physical, I think it'd be struggling. Similar like Ceballos and many players from La Liga, they come into the Premier League and they seem to struggle because of the physicality. Huge defenders, bulky, it's very demanding. And the Premier League has followed a lot of good players from La Liga, from France, and from many leagues across the globe. So I think calling a player abroad and making them come into Arsenal is not going to make a difference. I would love to see Mikel Arteta or the recruitment board this time try to get some players from the Premier League instead of going abroad, because we have got no time right now for players familiarizing their environment and stuff like this. So it's supposed to be get some players from the Premier League, get Slamsey from Brighton, probably get a few other midfielders, Mings and all these guys, just sort out the midfield area with the players that we have from the Premier League. And I think the players don't need to familiarize the situation, and they would probably be a good signing for us, you know.
So Grant's saying he would take Isco, but he's heard that the Real Madrid fans and Real Madrid have turned on him. Terra saying no Isco, he will find Arsenal to be another retirement home for him. That's a problem as well. We're getting players at the end of their career, which is quite worrying. You know, like with Willian, David Luiz. You know, we're just getting them at the wrong time, and I don't know why. Whether it's hard to, and this is the thing as well, right? Yeah, it's hard to say that Arsenal are always going for the cheap option, because we spent 72 million on Pepe when we should have got Ziyech for 30 million. They're spending. Giving, you know, I think the biggest problem is maybe giving these players the wrong sort of contract. I'm not even sure that it was a good idea giving Willian a 3-year deal. I probably would have given him a 1-year deal or a 2-year deal, but a 3-year deal. The guy's 32. I'm not entirely sure that was a good idea. Sam says Ceballos is not really being used where his best performance is.
If he's playing with Granit Xhaka, of course he'll look average. And many people keep complaining that we are using the Wenger players. I mean, how hard it can be to just get rid of the Wenger players. Just don't play them. Just utilize all the youngsters we have got, because Tierney is not a Wenger player. So play Tierney at left back. Leno is not a Wenger player. So, and then Luis, Mari, all these guys are not Wenger players. Yeah. Right back, you can use Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Ceballos in midfield, and you can use Saka. You can also use El Neni is part of the Wenger era and Wenger Benta project, so you can bring in Willock and all these guys into the midfield. Put Pepe on the right hand side. Put left hand side. You can try also like Saka or Oba. If you consider Oba as a Wenger signing, probably put Martinelli when he returns there, and get Balogun or Eddie or whoever that's interesting in the striking side. You can put them in as well. So I think that clears. There's no Wenger signings over there at all if you trust the youngsters. But that's just my opinion. Instead of we complaining about the Wenger players, man.
Claude, I want to get your thoughts on this as well. So Dave here said Smith Rowe should be given PL time, Premier League time. Do you think?
Yeah, even him and Balogun. Like, it can't be any worse than what we've got at the moment. Let's put it this way. What's Lacker's? Mind you, having said that, Eddie's our top scorer this season, isn't he? Even though I don't really rate him that highly, but there can't be any worse. I think why not give him a chance? Smith Rowe would be when he's. I know the Europa League is not really. You can't go on a lot on it because it is at the moment a crap competition. Even until it gets to quarterfinals, it gets a bit better. So you can't really go on that. But at least he's showing. He looks like he's showing something. Some sort of creativity that we haven't got. Why not? Why not bring Smith Rowe in? Yeah. But he wasn't even on the bench. His reward for a good performances in the Europa League has not been even on the bench in the next game. And same with Balogun. But then I think Balogun's going to be let go, isn't he? So
yeah, which is sad because he's a quality player. He's a quality player. So guys, let's go into the lineup. So Claude, I'm going to come to you first. What lineup would you play for tomorrow against Everton?
Remember, Gabriel is out, isn't he? So it's what would I play? I'd play. I don't like this Tierney playing in the as the third central defender, like the third one there. I'd rather him play as a natural right left back. So I'm going to go 4. I'm going to go 4-3, 4-3-3. I think I'm going to go Leno in goal, of course. He's got really no competition at the moment. I'd actually do something differently. I'd play Cedric at right back.
Yeah.
Even though I think he will bring Bellerin back, but I play Cedric at right back. I play the 2 centre halves. I would say, no Gabriel is there. Louis, I'd have to bring back Louise and Pablo Mari. Bringing him in the side, and I'll play Kieran Tierney. I'll play Maitland-Niles in midfield tomorrow instead of. I played Maitland-Niles. Who else can you play? Ceballos and El Neni, Saka, Aubameyang, and Pepe as the 3.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
I definitely have Maitland-Niles in midfield rather, but he ain't going to do that, Daniel.
No, he isn't.
I know what's going to happen tomorrow. Bellerin will be back. He's shared digs with him for about 5 years, so he's going to have him back in the team. So that makes a difference. You know, this is what I mean, Daniel. I'm sorry. He should not be anywhere near this team at all.
He shouldn't. Claude, I said Bellerin should not be anywhere near this team. Kevin, your lineup.
Yeah, I'd go with Leno in goal. There's only one choice over there. Leno, left back Tierney, centre back pairing, Pablo Mari and David Luiz. Right back, as said, I think I'd go with Cedric. But I would love to see Willock, Emil Smith-Rowe, and El Neni in the midfield trio.
Yes,
and I would love to see Pepe on the right-hand side, Saka on the left, and I would give Aubameyang this time around. Aubameyang for the goal he scored, just to get some momentum going with his goal scoring record.
Yeah, that's the thing as well.
That's my 11. Dan, how about yours?
Yeah, so my 11 would be Leno in goal, Cedric at right back, with Rob Holding and Pablo Mari as the central pairing, with Tierney at left back. The midfield, I would go with El Neni, Saka, Bukayo Saka, and Smith Rowe. I kind of think that would be pretty decent, to be fair. And then I would go with Pepe on the right. I know it's probably going to sound really weird because I've not rated him, but I would go Pepe on the right. I would go Aubameyang down the middle, and then I would go. Actually, no, hold on. Let me take out Saka and put him. I'll go with him. Yeah. So hold on. Let me change this up a bit. So my midfield three would be El Neni, Ceballos, and Smith Rowe. Then I'll put Saka on the left, Aubameyang down the middle with Pepe on the right. Yeah, that's what I would do. But he's not going to do that. Like I said, he's going to put Bellerin in. Bellerin's going to come back. Probably David Luiz will come in. Yeah, that's kind of what I would go.
I just don't want him to try Lacazette as the number 10 role again, ever, because that failed really miserably for the last few weeks that he had tried. Put him in the false number 9 or the number 10 position. I don't think so. It really works. So I don't really want him to use Lacazette as a number 10 or a false number 9. I don't want it. It's either you play him up front, or you play him with a pair with Aubameyang, or you put him on the bench. There's no other way I can see it with Lacazette getting into the team right now. Since Auba has scored right now, so let's keep his momentum going, because he's the only output of our goal scoring opportunities right now. And that's the way I see it, man.
Yeah. Dave says Everton will bombard us with crosses for Calvert-Lewin. And that is a big worry as well. This is why I'm not sure I'd have David Luiz in there. I think Mari. It's a shame that obviously Gabriel's not available because he would have been ideal for that. But listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I want to touch upon that as well before we're coming to the end of the show now. But I want to touch upon this as well before we do bring the show to a close. Is this disciplinary issue with the fact that we're getting so many red cards at crucial times as well, in games where we could potentially go on to win them. Claude, what do you think is the problem with this red card issue? Do you think it's players getting over fired up? Because when you see Gabriel on Wednesday, you could tell that he was too fired up. Not too fired up in the sense, listen, we always moan about players not being fired up, but you could tell that he was a bit too enthusiastic in terms of getting things wrong. And he looked all evening an accident waiting to happen, and sadly it did. So what do you think's the problem with this?
Well, two of them were just complete indiscipline. They're just no discipline at all. And Granit Xhaka's got a record of doing this. He's not even apologised about it either. With Granit Xhaka's one, with the other one was Pepe. Just moment of madness. As I say, discipline. He didn't. Someone probably said something really nasty to him, and he just lost it in the heat of the game, and which is also a play. The Gabriel one, I think he's just a bit unlucky. It's down to experience as well. I think the first yellow card was a yellow card because it was he threw the ball down or something. So these things get booked for that. A bit unlucky because it's the second yellow. And the second yellow is that he's turned him. and he's taking him down because he was away. He thought he was away, so he's made that decision at the time. So it's one of the things you'll have to learn from. But it wasn't nothing to do with being nasty or anything. It's just one of them things that happen in the game. You get 2 bookings and you get sent off. So I would probably concentrate on the 2 that is the Granit Xhaka's more than anything is Granit Xhaka's indiscipline more than anything. He's the one that really needs to look at himself. With Pep, it's just one of them moments of madness. But with Granit, we've seen it all before, haven't we? So
yeah, and that's it. That's it as well. Russ says here, no Gabriel, no party, no hope. very honest comment there. And James Dunlop, the Everton fan, says, I don't expect us to batter you. I think we'll nick it 2-1. Despite how poor you guys have been, I can't underestimate you. We can't underestimate you.
Well, they're a funny team, Everton. They're in and out, and they'll produce 2 results.
Yeah.
And then the next 2 games they'll probably go and lose, and that's what they've done this season. So it's what sort of Everton turn up on the day. Is going to be the fact that we play the Everton that played against who was it that they got beat by? Was it Brighton? Was it Brighton, or was it one of the teams that beat them? I mean, who knows what can happen? So interesting. But Carlo's a very, very shrewd coach. He's a very good, top-notch coach. Carlo Ancelotti. So it's one of the people I wanted at Arsenal, to be honest with you. And they got him.
Good managers. Yeah.
It would have been better if Arteta went to Everton and we got Carlo, because then that would have been better for Arteta, because it's not saying that, no disrespect to Everton, but they are a big club, but not as big, if you see what I mean. So,
yeah. So score predictions. This is where it's going to get interesting. Score predictions. So Kevin, I'm going to start with you.
No one, Dan. After the recent performance against Burnley and Southampton, because it was not much of a positive to take from both the matches, apart from the 1-1 draw against Southampton. So I'm not going to expect us to win this game, but I'm going for a 1-1 draw. I think we'll just get a draw. We'll be able to get a draw this time around. I think a 1-1 draw sounds fair for me.
Yeah. Claude, your score prediction?
I'm going to go 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Oh.
Wow, that's
I've got feeling about tomorrow. Second half, they showed a little bit of fight, and I just got that feeling that tomorrow it might have given them a bit more encouragement. And I think as I said, we haven't been our performances away from home haven't been too bad, and some of the games we've not got results from, but they've not been horrific like they have at home. I think, and teams have to come on to us, so we sit back more away from home. So I think the away games suit Arteta more than the home games. So the way he wants to play. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 like we did at Old Trafford. It might not be pretty to watch. It might not be nice to watch.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually probably going to be the only one that's going to be a bit negative here. So honestly, I think Everton will win 3-1. I think we'll score, but I think Everton will win 3-1. I can't see us drastically changing. And I'd like us to. Don't get me wrong. I'd love us to go out there and win, but I just can't see it at the moment. I just can't see where it's coming from. And the one positive is maybe that Aubameyang, the pressure's been lifted off him. So can he score now? He's scored and he's kind of got that little psychological thing off his back. But other than that, I just can't see it. And Everton are a decent team, even with the players they've got out. They are still a decent team, and they've got something we haven't got. They've got lots of flair and energy in that midfield, and we don't have that. And I just think there'll be too much for us. I just think that Calvert-Lewin, he's on form right now. That guy is on form. Apologies if you can hear my dog barking in the background. But yeah, I just think Calvert-Lewin's going to have a field day against our defence, especially with no Gabriel. But yeah, I'm just 3-1 for me. I think it will be 3-1.
Calvert-Lewin hat-trick.
Yeah, he's actually in my FPL team, so yeah. Kevin, before we wrap up, I'll let you dive into the chat and read some score predictions out.
Yeah, it's never been positive anyway in the chat. All I can see is Melina's going for a 3-1 Everton. Calvert-Lewin hat-trick. John is going for a 2-1 Everton. Not many have been favoring for Arsenal. Dave with a very optimistic shout here. 4-0 Arsenal. If only it can happen. 4-0 Arsenal. 2-1 Everton. Yeah. Hopefully Iwobi steps it up like he has done in the last 2 games. James has come up with that. Hopefully Iwobi doesn't score against us, because if that happens, oh man, that's like 2 games in a row where ex-Arsenal players come back and score goals against us. I don't want that to happen. Oh man.
Yeah.
That's about it. Yeah. I think that's not very much of the score prediction. Any more score prediction, you guys? Why aren't you guys optimistic about the game this weekend?
People asking you to sing, mate.
I'm trying to divert that, Claude. Come on, man.
Do you know what it is? Kevin's diverting tactics there. Look at that.
He took it from Mourinho. Come on, divert the tactics. Speak only about the scoreline. Speak only about the football games.
Exactly.
I only deal with facts.
They just think you've got a sexy voice, mate. They think you've got a sexy voice. That's what they're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, even Ozil thinks that as well.
Oh, man, no, don't get me started on that, man. Oh, man.
That's it. You're gonna get an Ozil scarf sent in the post.
I'd rather burn it, man. I'd rather burn it. Daniel, speaking about singing, you know those guys in the chat were asking about a Christmas carol between us trio, right? Me, you, and Claude as well.
Jesus Christ. Mate, if I was to sing, I think you see, YouTube went down on Monday. See, if I was to sing, YouTube would go down again. Do you know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Yeah, YouTube would crash again. If I was to sing.
Oh, man.
It ain't happening. a bit like, it's a bit like Arsenal's performances right now. It's just not happening. Do you know what I mean? It's just not happening. But yeah, guys, we're approaching the hour mark. So what I'll do, I think we'll bring the show to a close. Kevin, do you just want to let people know where they can find you?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Dan. It was a great preview once again. Big up all you guys in the chat. So you guys can find me in Twitter at KevinMark434. That's your platform. And probably I'll be in Daniel and Simpy's channel as well. Join in later because we'll be doing a preview show in Simpy's channel. So we'll be doing a prediction, I think, about at 4 p.m., I guess. So do check it out and do tune in as well. But big up you guys in the chat as well. Big up Claude as well. Nice to have you on, mate.
Yeah. And Claude, just want to let people know where they can find you.
Yeah, it's Claude and the Bansters on YouTube. Same on Twitter, and it's Gunnar Claude on Instagram. I don't do TikTok. I don't do Twitch. And so at the moment, strange things on TikTok. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
TikTok is a bit crap. Do you know what I mean? It's
so anyway, I think I've got I don't do it, but I think I have got an account, but I've never used it. So anyway, that's me.
Claude on TikTok.
TikTok. I've got the account, but I don't think I've used it. I've not used it. I've hardly used it, mate. But anyway.
Yeah. So guys, do check out Claude's and Kevin's channel. Claude's channel, guys. If you want to find it,
you find that every Wednesday we'll have. I've got Daniel on at around 11, so look out for that as well.
Yeah. So I'll be on there sort of every Wednesday. But yeah, Claude's channel, guys. All you've got to do, it's in the link. It's in the title. So click on the hyperlink there, and it will take you straight to his channel. Just it's easy, simple. You haven't got to search. Just click on that hyperlink, and it will take you straight.
Never mind my channel. The big thing. Let's get this guy, Daniel, up to the targets that he wants. Was it you're trying to get to at the moment, Daniel? Let's get this guy.
So I'm on at the moment. I'm on the road to 1,500 subscribers, which is the next target, and then it's on to 2K. But yeah, big up everybody as well. So my page is growing nicely. I'm almost I'm trying to push that to 1,000 likes as well, and then I'm pushing Twitter to 1,000 followers, and then I'm pushing the channel to, like I say, the channel. My target is 1,500, then 2,000, and then so on.
Well done. So yeah, you've done really well, man. You deserve a bit more than this at the moment. So let's get subscribe. Everyone share Daniel's channel and subscribe to him, because he deserves to be a lot more than what he is at the moment, because he works really hard on this channel. And it's great to be on here, mate. It's really great to be on here.
And I've got lots more content as well, guys, planned. I've got lots more content. When it gets to when I get a little bit higher, when I get to 2K, I'm gonna memberships are gonna be active soon. So yeah, lots happening. So this is the place to be. So yeah, all do subscribe if you're new, and do check out everything. But yeah, listen, guys, we've come to the end of the show. Kevin and Claude, I just want to thank you all. Thank you both for coming on.
Thank you very much for inviting me on, mate.
Yeah.
Thank you. We enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I just want to also thank Randy as well for your 2 super chats there today on today's show. So big up yourself. And listen, guys, I'll be back tomorrow. Like Kevin said there, I'll be over there on Simply's channel with the Premier League prediction show.
Was it me?
Sorry? Did Kevin cut out?
Has he cut out? Is it me?
No.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah. So yeah, guys.
Daniel, you cut out there. I don't think anyone heard anything. I know.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. So I'll just say that again. So yeah, I'm going on Simply's channel at 4 p.m. to do the Premier League prediction show. Then tomorrow we'll be doing a watch along for the Arsenal game with myself, Simpy and Melina. So come and tune in for that. And then on Sunday, maybe actually it won't be Sunday, but maybe Monday will be the review. So lots of content coming. Listen, guys, thanks to everybody for tuning in. Thank you for all your chats, comments, likes. Really appreciate all of it. And until later, catch you all soon. Take care, guys.
Cheers.